who will look like WNBA champion Sabrina Ionescu, let it be known she wants to team up with Caitlin Clark, and the world is stunned.
Did you hear what Sabrina Ionescu just said about Caitlin Clark? It's making waves. The WNBA star just made a bold suggestion that could shake up basketball as we know it. Sabrina wants to team up with Caitlin for a three-point face-off against none other than Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Imagine that, the Splash Sisters taking on the Splash Brothers. This isn't just a fun idea. It could be a game changer. Let's dive into why this is such a big deal and why you'll definitely want to watch.
Sabrina, you did the three-point contest against Steph Curry last year. Now, I hear that they want to go back and go 2-on-2, Steph and Klay. Who would your partner be if you get to do this?
It's not Tyvus.
I'm just saying, I'm
not
available.
Tyvus.
I'm just telling you,
You're available?
I'm available.
You don't want that.
I'm just telling you, listen, I taught Steph what he does.
What are you talking about?
Jesus.
I mean, if I would have to choose, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on my team.
Why is this such a big deal? Sabrina and Caitlin are completely changing the game. They're showing what's possible on the court in ways we've never seen before. Take Sabrina's performance in the WNBA AllStar Game, for example. She shattered the all-time record, leaving the competition in the dust and leaving everyone amazed. These two aren't just playing, they're raising the bar for the entire sport.
But Sabrina Ionescu has had the greatest shooting contest performance of all time. In the 2023 WNBA AllStar Weekend, she set what is basically an unbreakable record, men or women.
Now, picture this. Sabrina and Caitlin teaming up. Their shooting skills alone are incredible, and their basketball IQ is through the roof. But here's where it gets exciting. Their chemistry on the court could be unstoppable. Think about Sabrina's ability to make those jaw-dropping passes. Now imagine Caitlin, right there, ready to knock down a three-pointer. Together, they could be a force like we've never seen before.
Sabrina would want Caitlin to be her Splash sister. The two have expressed mutual admiration in the past.
But hold on, there's even more to this. These two aren't just teaming up for any regular game. Get this, they want to take on the Splash Brothers themselves. That's right, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Tennis in both of them for 3. But the reality is that, yes, it is going to be Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu versus Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson.
Can you believe it? Most players would be nervous at the thought of facing two of the greatest shooters in NBA history, but not Sabrina and Caitlin. They're not just talking the talk. They're ready to back it up and take on the challenge head-on.
So perhaps the wheels have been in motion, and this is not just a hypothetical situation Sabrina was talking about, and it is something we could see on display at the NBA All-Star Game. So think about how cool that would be. Steph and Klay against Sabrina and Caitlin. That's something you would pay to see or gladly turn on free TV.
And you know what? They've got the skills to back it up. Both Sabrina and Caitlin have incredible shooting percentages, and they can hit shots that make defenders wonder what just happened. What really sets them apart is their ability to shoot off the dribble, a rare skill that most players just don't have.
Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark. They are two of, it's funny, they're without question two of the best shooters in the WNBA.
This isn't just a game, it's a statement. Sabrina and Caitlin are making it clear. They're here, they're the future of basketball, and they're ready to take on the best. This challenge has the potential to change the entire game. Are you as pumped as I am to see how it plays out? Trust me, this is one showdown you won't want to miss.
No, the reality is that it's the Splash Brothers against what people are calling the Splash Sisters.
Remember when people thought women couldn't compete with the men in basketball? Sabrina and Caitlin are about to prove that wrong in a big way. These two aren't just good, they are rewriting the playbook. And get this, they're not just looking to dominate women's basketball, they're setting their sights on the NBA's top sharpshooters. Can you even imagine what's about to happen? It's going to be wild.
Ionescu had a big first round with 26, Wickham at 28. Well, one of the things Sabrina's talked about shooting this year for the Liberty, she's never had this many open shots before in her career.
You might be thinking, okay, they're good. But can they really compete with Steph and Klay? Let's be honest for a second. Steph Curry isn't just good, he's a basketball magician. He's completely changed the game with his shooting. The guy can hit threes from anywhere on the court, and there's a reason he's considered the greatest shooter of all time.
I'm talking impact. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter God has ever created. His marksmanship is unrivaled. He is a career 42.8% shooter from three-point range. There are people who haven't shot 40% from three in one season. Most haven't.
Right.
This dude does it religiously.
And Clay? Don't even get me started. Remember when he dropped 37 points in a single quarter? That's not just impressive. That's video game level stuff. These guys are basketball royalty, no question about it. But here's the twist. Sabrina and Caitlin aren't your average players. They're not just showing up to play, they're here to make history. Think back to when Sabrina faced off with Steph last year. She didn't just compete, she nearly beat him. Shot for shot, right there with the greatest shooter of all time. That's not just impressive, it's jaw-dropping.
And what Sabrina did last year, by the way, was so cool. To go and go head up against Steph Curry, it had to be inspiring to a lot of little girls and little boys as well who go, oh man, she can really shoot it with Steph, who's the greatest shooter of all time, mind you.
And Caitlin? She's been giving off serious Steph Curry vibes since her freshman year. Her range isn't just good, it's almost limitless. She's hitting shots that have defenders second-guessing if she's even human. For years, analysts have been comparing her to Steph, and now we might actually get to see them go head-to-head. How wild is that?
Martin looking. Here's Clark. She fires, and it goes! She hit it! Wow!
This isn't just a friendly exhibition. It's a true clash of titans. It's the old guard versus the new generation. NBA royalty facing off against the future of basketball. Can you feel the buzz? The excitement in the air is electric, and it's only getting started.
You go to teams and be like, look, we need a representative for the league. Somebody to just go and win.
This game isn't just about who wins. It's about making an impact. It could change the way we look at basketball, showing that great play is great play, no matter who's on the court. If Sabrina and Caitlin can go toe-to-toe with Steph and Clay, who knows? It could open the door for more mixed games or even women in NBA events. This is where it all begins.
It's cool to see, that simpatico attitude, and it would be cool to see both of their shooting prowess on display on such a big stage.
Get ready, basketball fans. Something truly special is coming. This isn't just a game. It's a revolution, and trust me, you don't want to miss a second of it. Remember when NBA AllStar Weekend was the highlight of the year? It's lost a bit of its spark recently. But here's the twist. Sabrina and Caitlin might just be the ones to bring the magic back. This showdown could be the shot of adrenaline the weekend needs.
But you know that the NBA is going to do everything they can to put the wheels in motion, forgetting even Clark's participation. I don't know how that would work with her schedule and whatever other commitments she might make, but forgetting that, even just Sabrina. I mean, that was the highlight of NBA All-Star Weekend, and NBA, the All-Star Game has become a bit of a joke. Really, that was the highlight, though. So the NBA is going to do anything they can to make that happen, and Sabrina obviously seems keen to do it again.
Let's be honest, the NBA All-Star Weekend hasn't been as exciting lately. Fans aren't as hyped as they used to be, and the league's been trying to figure out how to bring the magic back. But here's where Sabrina and Caitlin come in. These two aren't just great players, they're game changers.
I think the NBA are looking at that and being like, the actual way we can save All-Star Weekend is by bringing in WNBA players. Because I'll say this, if you are asking me who the most popular basketball players in the world right now, as far as people wanting to watch play, Caitlin Clark, number one. Yeah, I'll put her number one, but in a very, very close 1A, 1B, Stephen Curry.
Think about it. Sabrina already set what many see as an unbreakable record during the 2023 WNBA All-Star Weekend. She didn't just win the shooting contest, she dominated it. And Caitlin? She's not even in the WNBA yet, but she's already turning heads. Her shooting style is next level. She's fearless when it comes to pulling off those off-the-dribble threes that leave defenders scrambling.
It's cool to see, that simpatico attitude, and it would be cool to see both of their shooting prowess on display on such a big stage.
Now, imagine these two teaming up to face off against Steph and Clay. This isn't just a game. It's a spectacle. It's the kind of event that will get people talking, tweeting, and tuning in. And that's exactly what NBA AllStar Weekend needs right now. You might be wondering, asterisk, can two WNBA players really stave the NBA's biggest weekend asterisk? Well, let me tell you, they absolutely can. Remember when Sabrina went head-to-head with Steph last year? It wasn't just a highlight. It was a moment that got everyone excited about basketball again.
And of course, Clark's star power speaks for itself. I mean, Sabrina and Steph was a hell of a marquee. Imagine Steph and Caitlin, and then you throw in Sabrina and Clay or Dame, whoever would wind up being partnered up with Curry. But it would make sense to be Splash Brothers against Splash Sisters in this instance.
Here's the thing. The NBA knows what Sabrina and Caitlin bring to the table. They're not blind to their star power. In fact, reports say the league is eager to feature them in All-Star Weekend, and for good reason. These two don't just play basketball, they put on a show. But it's about more than just the entertainment. This contest could change how we view the game. It's not about men's basketball or women's basketball anymore. It's just great basketball, period. And that fresh perspective could breathe new life into All-Star Weekend. Plus, think about the impact on young fans. Imagine kids watching at home, seeing Sabrina and Caitlin compete alongside NBA superstars. That's the kind of moment that inspires the next generation of players.
To go and go head up against Steph Curry, it had to be inspiring to a lot of little girls and little boys as well who go, oh man, you know, she can really shoot it with Steph, who's the greatest shooter of all time.
So when you tune in to watch Sabrina and Caitlin take on Steph and Clay, remember, this isn't just a game. You're witnessing the rebirth of NBA All-Star Weekend. You're watching two incredible athletes show the world what women's basketball is all about. And most importantly, you're seeing history being made. Now that's something worth getting excited about, don't you think?
Bring Sabrina, have them go against Steph and Clay. You're going to have Steph and Clay on different teams now. And with Sabrina putting it out there, it's a great showcase for Nike on the low.
You might be wondering why this is such a big deal. Well, let me tell you, this isn't just about one game. This challenge is putting women's basketball in the spotlight like never before. The buzz it's creating is off the charts. It's like the entire sports world is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. Think about it. When was the last time you saw this much excitement around a WNBA event? Oh wait, it's been a while, right? But Sabrina and Caitlin are changing that. They're not just great players. They're revolutionizing the game. Every incredible shot they make is shifting how people see women's basketball. And it's not just fans noticing. NBA players are taking notice too. Do you see how many NBA stars were wearing Sabrina's signature shoes? That's a first. It's like the walls between men's and women's basketball are starting to come down. Can you feel the excitement building? But here's where it gets even more interesting. This contest could be a game changer.